Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to say, Call Allah Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahawashi, Ba'ashim Rekha HaKodash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who taught us this truth and rule well. And Shalom to the hopeful elect tuning in, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahawashi, Barakatham. It's the brother Kazar from the Medaval 12 West Coast, coming back at it again with another lesson. And what we have here is a video that went viral, all right, comparing the U.S. Army to the Russian Army to the U.S. Army ad. All right, so these are two, commercials. One of them is from the Russian military, promoting, recruitment. And the other one is from the United States military and, promoting their recruitment. It just goes to show you, the different breeds of warriors, so to speak, that these two kingdoms are, training up. All right. And I'm going to go, just so brothers could have an idea of the direction that this video is going. I'm gonna hit you with this little quote, and I don't know exactly who came up with this quote, all right, but the quote is, in soft places, all right, let me see, in soft places are born soft men. So brothers could understand the direction that this lesson is going towards, because these Babylonians are not ready for the bear, man. Okay, these Babylonians are not ready for the bear. So I guess it was Herodotus. All right, he's the one who came up with that, that little code. And in a sense, it is true, man. You know what I'm saying? Because if you go to weak places, man, especially like here in Babylon, you got so many agendas that weaken masculinity. They trying to emasculate the men, trying to get men to become, basically as women, and then they trying to get women to become men. It's an unnatural, how do I put it to you? It's basically an unnatural, disorderly way of having, the people be, man. Having the people live. It's a disorderly way to live. All right, but without further ado, let's just play the video, and brothers will see what I'm talking about, man.
Жизни. Что ты знаешь о себе? На что ты способен? Вопросы могут остаться без ответов, но разве ты сумел знать себя? Познать границы своих возможностей? К черту границы, а без боя нет победы. Но на самом деле, главный враг — это задача выследить врага, догнать его.
So there you have the Russian, military advertisement, showing you, that they're basically ready for war. You know what I'm saying? And look, y'all about to watch the U.S. military come in, with their advertisement, and it's a complete joke compared to the Russian military. And I'm not bigging up, these Russian Edomites, you know what I'm saying? But you got to understand that it's part of prophecy that these Russians are going to take these Babylonians down. All right, the Russian army is going to beat, the U.S. army. The Russian military is going to beat the U.S. military. All right, and it's in prophecy. All right, but let's continue on with the video.
Стать лучше, чем он.
It begins in California.
All right, now there's the U.S. It's lucky, man. I just can't help it, man. But here's the U.S. Army military ad, man. All right, this first few seconds, you just can't help it, man. Like, it's already a joke. It's like something you see in the Disney Channel, man. But listen.
With a little girl raised by two moms. I also marched for equality. I like to
see already they're bringing that, that confusion, that wickedness. It just goes to show you, man, the U.S. ain't ready, man.
think I've been defending freedom from an early age. To marry my other mom. With such powerful role models, I finished high school at the top of my class, and after meeting with an Army recruiter, I found it. A way to prove my inner strength. I'm U.S. Army Corporal Emma Malone Lord, and I answered my calling.
So, it just goes to show you, the difference of the different breeds of warriors, so to speak, which it's calling this a warrior is a slap to the face of the word warrior. But since they let her in the U.S. Army or whatever, You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. According to Babylonian standards, this is considered a warrior. All right, but it just goes to show you the different breeds of warriors that these two kingdoms are raising up. You got the Russians, the bear. They're raising up, straight killers ready for war. You know what I'm saying? And them Russians is ready for war. Them Russians got a whole nother spirit than these Babylonians, man. They ready for war. All right. You got their even their rappers are burning American flags, and they took the hip hop thing from America. The hip hop originated in America. Here in Babylon, of course it's a product of Jake. You know what I'm saying? But it just goes to show you, man. Them Russians are a whole nother, it's a whole nother spirit, man. But anyways, that's the video. To set a couple of precepts. All right, and let's that'd be it for the lesson. It's not really much to go into. You know what I'm saying? But it just goes to show you, man, the different breeds of the different products that these two kingdoms are raising up to fight each other. All right, but ultimately, first precept that came to mind is let the weak. Let me see. Let the weak say. All right, so the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 9. All right, well, we at 7%. And it reads, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war and wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. All right, because Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is stirring up these nations. It's not just Russia and the U.S. You got also China. You got also Iran. All right, you got many nations, many kingdoms that are going to get in the mix, because ultimately Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is going to bring them into the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, where he's going to sit and judge the heathen round about. Okay, so verse 10, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. All right, which goes into all the research and investments that all these kingdoms around the world, all these countries around the world have put into their militaries. All right, and that's actually, prophetic, because, it's also in the manifestation. I meant to say, because, I saw this article, a while back. I believe I touched upon it in a sit down, where, what I'm saying, in the past few decades, it's been a record high, investment into researching military technologies, and it's been seen all over the world. Not just in the United States, but countries all over the world have been researching into their military technology in the past few decades. Why? Because Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is putting that spirit in them to get, to stir them up and go to war with each other, that he may bring them into, that he will bring them into Yahweh Shaphat. All right, so it reads, let the weak say, I am strong. All right, now, it was a time, Salakia, it was a time when, America was the big bully, so to speak. It was a time when America had an unmatched military, and the reason why is because of the atomic bomb, the nuclear bomb. America was like one of the only countries that had nuclear capabilities. But then you had other countries start to research their own ways to split the atom, and they came up with their own ways to create and develop said weapons, man. Said weapons. So now, you got Russia that got their own version of the nuclear bomb. You got China, you got North Korea now. You got Iran. They're researching their nuclear capabilities. So that is the weak saying that they are strong. And now it's going into a even literal sense. You know what I'm saying, with the actual infantry, man. The foot soldiers. Even they're proclaiming their strength against Babylon. All right, because you had Babylon. You know what I'm saying? They fought. The only reason why United States was so strong was because of that atomic bomb. All right, the United States were suffering. I don't want to say suffering, but yeah, they were suffering casualties in. If you look at World War II, it's lucky I got to set the foundation. All right, if you take into account World War II, the U.S. was suffering casualties against the Japanese. They were suffering casualties against the Japanese, and they were suffering casualties in Normandy. Out there in Europe when they were fighting against the Nazis. All right, it was the Russians that went and took the Germans and pushed them all the way back to the capital, man. All right, it goes to show you the different spirit that's on these Russians. All right, they are the bear. Okay, and the only reason why these other nations, kind of, fell back per se, you know what I'm saying, is because the U.S. had that atomic bomb. But now that all these nations have the atomic bomb, have their nuclear capabilities, all these nations, they say that they're strong, especially the Russians. Russians are like, yo, man, we got bombs, and guess what? Our warriors could beat up your warriors, man. Our warriors could defeat your warriors. Here it is. You know what I'm saying? We out here getting prepared for war, and you guys are over there. Y'all putting women in the military to fight at front lines, man. Look at this, completely out of order, man. Let me see. Completely out of order. This is not a warrior. All right, this is what Babylon calls a warrior. You know what I'm saying? We living in an upside down world, because that is not a warrior. That's spoils of war. That's a snack. All right, that is a gift to your enemies. Okay, that's what that is. All right, that's what that is, and that's simply put, man. There's so many things wrong with that. U.S. Army advertisement, man. With that U.S. Army commercial, But it goes to show you that that's what they are promoting here in Babylon. That's that wine. That's that fornication. That's those abominable philosophies that are being promoted here in Babylon, man. And that's what they want to take all over the world. That's why Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, he's had enough with this place, man. And he's putting the spirit, and he's making his moves to wrap this place up. Okay. Sip my smoothie. All right, but that's basically, it on that. All right, so let's go to a precept real quick. Let's go to the book of Revelations, chapter 13, verse 2, and I'm just gonna, bring out a quick point. All right, and it reads, "And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard." All right, it's talking about, the dragon having 7 heads and 10 horns. And this is basically, you know what I'm saying? This is basically going into, Esau's rulership. All right, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard. All right, this is talking about, the Roman Empire. Okay, the beast is talking about the Roman Empire, which today is the NATO and the EU. This is the stronghold of Esau's rulership. All right, and it reads, "And the beast which I saw was unto a leopard." Now, the leopard represents Alexander the Great. All right, the leopard represents that because that's where them Edomites came. They kind of, they kind of segue. They went from the Greek Empire, and when they started losing ground as the Greeks, they segued into the Romans. Okay, and it reads, "And his feet were as the feet of a bear." All right, now this is the key point right here, because the feet is the foundation of a being. Okay, the feet is the foundation of a living creature. All right, that, especially a dragon per se. You know what I'm saying? The feet is the foundation. So the reason why, it mentioned the bear as the feet is because these Russians are going to take away the foundation of Babylon. All right, they're going to take away the foundation of NATO and the EU, which Babylon is in it. The United States is in it, and guess what? The NATO and the EU, they're also, all formed up in alliance together, and they're going to fight, and they're going to try and fight against Babylon. I mean, they're going to try and fight against the Russians, but you best believe them Russians is going to run through them. Them Russians is going to run through, the NATO and the EU, man. All right, that's why, the feet, the bear is basically a representation of the feet, because it's these Russians that's going to take down the NATO and the EU. It's going to take down this whole, power structure. All right. And reason its mouth as the mouth of a lion, that represents Britain, and that's because, how do I put it to you? It speak the English, and ultimately because America came up out of Britain, dealing with the 13 colonies. They served the British, and the reason the dragon gave them his power. All right, the dragon represents, the Roman Empire. Basically, this is a reincarnation and a revamp of the Roman Empire that existed in the past. And that's very, how do I put it to you? That's very apparent, man. all right, because of the way they rule, and also too, you know, just the way they do things, all right, and the reason, their seat and this great authority, all right. So it's basically this beast system, you know, that's gonna fall, man. All right, this beast system, you know, it's basically seen as the next big thing, basically. You know what I'm saying? And this is the rulership that Esau is gonna try and keep forever. But guess what? Yahweh Shem Shai is gonna do away with all this, man. And he's gonna cast these devils down, and these Russians, all right, it is gonna be how do I put it to you? These Russians, he's gonna use the Russians to do it, you know, which a big portion of the way that these Russians are going to beat, you know, the United States is through the ICBM thermonuclear missiles, man, because they're gonna be throwing missiles up here like crazy, all right. And then you're gonna have the other countries, NATO and the EU, you know, they're gonna be tossing missiles out here too, you know what I'm saying, which goes into, you know, more prophecy concerning, you know, the beast hating the whore, all right, and basically destroying her with his horns. You know, it's basically these other countries in the NATO and the EU, you know, turning against Babylon. All right, but, you know, and it's not to get into that because that's a whole nother topic. You know what I'm saying? And I have a sit down coming, you know, dealing with that, you know, draw parallels between that and Julius Caesar's assassination, you know. But anyways, Akim, you know, that's basically it on the lesson. You know, thought I'd just bring this out through the spirit part of Yahweh Shem Shai, you know, a comparison between the U.S. Army, between the U.S. Army commercials and the Russian Army commercials, man. Yo, man, these Russians are ready to take the U.S. down, man. All right, these Russians are ready. You know, so with that, I'm going to say, Call Halal Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakah HaKodash, for giving me the spirit to do this lesson. Lord willing, brothers were edified. Till that, I'm going to say Shalom, on to the next.